You may or may not know this, but there are people out there making 6 figures and even 7 figures a year selling ebooks. I've personally made over $500,000 from just one of the ebooks I've made in the lifetime that I sold that ebook. And over 7 figures in total sales from all of the ebooks I've sold over the years combined. And I'm not the only one. People have been packaging their knowledge into ebooks and selling them online since as early as 2007. And ebooks still sell successfully to this day. So in today's video, I want to share with you how you can come up with your very own profitable ebook idea, how you can create it in 24 hours or less to earn around $4,811 per week or more like I have, and different ways you can sell your ebook online for passive income. So let's dive in. Okay, so in order to create your very own ebook in 24 hours or less, the first thing you're going to need to come up with is your ebook idea. And not only did I title this video about how to create your ebook in 24 hours or less, not only do I know that it is possible to do that, I've done it personally several times, but I want to challenge you to actually create your ebook in 24 hours or less. Yes, you can do it. If you can do it today, great. Otherwise, carve out one day in the next week and give yourself 24 hours, so I guess like 2 days because you need to sleep, to actually create this ebook so you can actually sell it. Okay, so let's talk about the topic for your ebook, or niche, or niche, if you will. Now, where most people go wrong is they think an ebook is an actual book, like a novel, like a story, like a 300-page book. No, that is not what an ebook is. An ebook is a digital educational book in the form of a PDF file. So my ebook that did over $500,000 in revenue was not a super long book. In fact, it was only 13 pages that I created, well, back then in Photoshop, but today I would create it in Canva, and I just exported it as a PDF file. So it's just a 13-page PDF. So we are not talking about storytelling or fiction or long novels here. What we're talking about is conveying knowledge that will help other people overcome a problem in the form of a PDF file. So here are some other examples of other ebooks I've made. So the one that did over $500,000 in revenue, that one was called Model Call. And the reason it sold so much wasn't even necessarily because it was an ebook. Any digital product can sell, and ebooks are fantastic, a great digital product to get started with. But the reason it sold is because it helped someone overcome a very painful problem. In fact, one of the first ebooks I put out was for photographers because I was a photographer and other photographers were asking me how to run their studios successfully like I had. And I thought that they would want to learn about posing. So I created an ebook about posing, and it didn't really sell that well because what I realized was I was thinking more about what I wanted to create and what I thought they would buy without actually having the data to back it up. And that's how I came up with the posing idea. And that's why it didn't really sell very well. Well, with Model Call, what I did was I actually started to ask my audience to post on social media, to send surveys to my email list, and really talk to other ideal clients and photographers. Like if you don't have a following online, just talk to people in person or message people online that are your ideal client and ask them like, what's the biggest thing you're struggling with? What is the pain point right now? And what I found was their pain point wasn't posing, it was booking more clients. So my Model Call ebook was just 13 pages, step by step, with screenshots and exact word for word what to post on social media to actually start getting clients in the door. And this is why it sold so well. It was $59, 13-page PDF. And again, the reason it sold wasn't because it was an ebook. It wasn't because it was 13 pages. It wasn't because the design was really cool. It was none of that. It was because what I taught in there worked, and it truly helped people overcome the most painful problem they had, which was booking clients. So that's exactly what I need you to think about as well, because you don't want to think about just what you think is fun to create or what you think people will buy. You want to actually talk to this ideal client and really truly get down to the bottom of what is the problem they're needing solved. What is painful for them right now? And the more painful the problem you can solve, not only the more money you can charge, but the more ebooks you are going to sell. Because here's the cool thing with my Model Call ebook, I never ran ads to it. I never really advertised it that much. The reason it sold is because it worked. And so what happened was photographers would buy it, they would do it, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I literally made 6 figures last year doing this 13-page ebook, and they would post it on social media and tell other people about it. And that word of mouth helped me sell this ebook. Now, there are a lot of other ways to market an ebook other than just word of mouth. But if you create a product so good that helps people so well, they cannot help but tell their friends about it. And that is the best form of marketing, because guess what? It is free, girl.
So now you might be thinking, Molly, that's cool because you had the studio and it did really well and you could help people with that, but what could I possibly help people with?
That is what we need to uncover in this video. And it doesn't need to be some giant Albert Einstein idea. Okay, it could be, I lost 10 pounds. I know how to meal prep. Okay, another example is I've recently gotten into pottery. And so could I create an ebook about how to get started with pottery? Yes, I could. I could talk about how to center, how to get tools, like basic things. Now, I'm not some amazing great potter. I've only been doing it for like 12 weeks, but I do know how to teach the absolute basics. So again, you do not need to be like a Pulitzer Prize winning Guinness Book of World Record Olympian, at this topic, right? You just need to know like 10% more than who you're teaching. So I wouldn't go after teaching like advanced potters how to do some sort of advanced technique, because I don't know how to do that. But could I help people get started? Could I help people know what tools to get and how to get started and what clay and how to center it and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, because I'm a beginner who's gone through those things and I've learned how to overcome them. So again, think about things that you have overcome for yourself. What have you learned? What do you know maybe 10% more than someone else out there? And what I want you to do is make a list of like 10 to 20 different ideas, set a timer for no longer than 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes max. And then when you're done, I want you to cross out and really narrow it down to like the top 3 ideas. And then what you can do is you can start researching and talking to those people and finding out like, is this an actual really painful problem that they have? Or maybe it's along the lines of that topic, but you just need to switch it slightly. Now, again, the key here in getting this done in 24 hours or less is setting time limits, setting timers. Because I swear, if another person comes to me and they're like,
Molly, I've been working on my ebook for 3 years and I haven't finished it yet.
Why? Why? The amount of times I have created an ebook in 24 hours or like a weekend is a lot of times because you just need to come up with the idea, and literally with the help of ChatGPT, you can have ChatGPT like help you outline it, help you write the draft. And then all you have to do is go back through it. And guys, I've done this in a weekend before ChatGPT existed. So your problem is not that you can't get it done in that time frame. It's that you're not setting time limits and sticking to them. You're allowing yourself to procrastinate. And I'm telling you, please do not become that person that's like,
this product is so good because I worked on it for 3 years.
The longer you work on it does not necessarily make it better. In fact, what can happen is you'll never end up selling it. And what I want you to do is create it quickly so you can start to sell it quickly. And then you can quickly see, does this sell? Does this not sell? Worst case scenario, it doesn't sell and you tweak it until it does. Best case scenario, it sells and you keep selling it. But you have to actually finish it and get it done. And if you want to learn my entire process through an in-depth, on-demand, free workshop, all about how to come up with your digital product idea, how to grow an audience for that digital product idea, how to use my framework to actually sell it passively, then check out my free on-demand workshop. It is the first link in the description below this video. Okay, now that you've come up with your topic for your ebook, the next thing you're going to want to do is write it out. Now, one of the number one questions I get is, how long should it be? Well, it should be 54 and a half pages every single ebook. No, that doesn't make any freaking sense. How long it needs to be is this. It needs to be as short and concise as possible while getting your point across and teaching them how to overcome that pain point and getting them the result that you're promising them in that ebook. Like, let me ask you this question. Would you rather learn how to make more sales from 10 pages of reading or 1,000 pages of reading? 10 pages, like, who wants a longer ebook? No one is going to pay more to have to do more work. Okay, is this making sense? Make it as short as possible. If you can get them the result you're promising them in like 3 pages, they're going to be thrilled. But if you're going to have to make them read like 300 freaking pages, they're just going to be like, no, absolutely not. They will actually pay you more to get the result in less time with less work. Nobody wants more work. Nobody's going to pay more to have more work. Okay, does that make sense? Are you guys getting this? Okay, good. So here's what you need to do. Think of your topic, and then what I want you to do is write out bullet points. Ask yourself, where is the reader now when they're opening this PDF for the first time, and where do you want them to be at the end of the PDF? What is the result you want to get them? Then what you have to do is come up with, okay, what are all the things I need to teach to get them from here to here, to get them from opening the PDF to getting the result with the PDF. That's going to become your index or like framework for your ebook. So then what you want to do is bullet all of that out. Like step 1, you have to do this. Step 2, you have to do this. Step 3, step 4, step 5, whatever. Okay. Bullet point that out. And you can ask ChatGPT to help you. There is no shame in that game. Just make sure that you are staying true to what's actually worked for you and altering it and not just making some like AI slop on the internet, right? Okay, then what you can do is once you have the framework and the bullet points, you can put that into ChatGPT and ask it to write these out for you. Now, for some topics, this might work. For some topics, it might not. I'm simply sharing that this is a tool that you can or cannot, up to you, use if you would like to, but please, I beg you, use it as a draft. Go through and rewrite it and tweak it in your own voice, with your own words, with your own knowledge. Again, we don't need more AI nonsense on the internet. We actually want your actual noggin knowledge inside of this ebook. Okay, once you've written it out, and you should just write this in a Google Doc or some kind of like Word document, okay? Then what you want to do is go to Canva. Canva is free. You can pay for it or you cannot. Up to you. But they do have a free tier. So what you want to do is go there. You can search for ebook designs. You can search for like PDF designs, whatever you want to do. Tweak the design to your liking, tweak the colors, whatever. And then you just simply copy and paste in that document. And no, there is no magic tool where you copy the entire document and paste it and it formats it perfectly. That's not a thing. What you're going to want to do is copy a little, paste it into page 1, copy a little more, paste it into page 2. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you're going to have to fit the wording into the Canva document, but I promise you can do it. It is not rocket science. Okay, so once you have the ebook made, how do you actually sell it? Well, this video was about how to create it in 24 hours, but I will give you a broad overview of how to sell it. But then what I'm going to do is point you to another more in-depth video on how to sell it. Now, there are so many different ways to sell things, but I'm going to share with you what works for me right now in today's market, not what used to work way back in the day, because there's things that worked way back in the day that do not work anymore, okay? So what I do now is I grew my own following on YouTube. Back in the day, I grew it with blogging. I have tested blogging. Blogging no longer works very well. I would not recommend blogging. I say this in every video and I still get comments being like,
wow, blogging sounds like a great idea.
I'm like, no, I'm telling you not to blog. Don't do that. So anyways, YouTube works the best. And you can also like qualify for their YouTube partner program. You can get paid to grow your following on YouTube. It is bomb. It is amazing. I would highly recommend. Grow your following on YouTube. Put out videos every single week consistently. Then you can mention freebies in your video, just like I did with my free online workshop. What that does is it gives people something for free. They put in their name and email to get the free thing, and they also get on your email list. Now, email lists convert 40 times more for sales than social media alone. So growing an email list is absolutely amazing. Highly recommend. I've been doing this for as long as I've been a business owner, since I was like 17 years old. Email lists are not dead. They do make a ton more sales. There's literally data upon data upon data online. If you don't want to take my word for it, if you don't want to trust me, even though I've been doing business for like 16 freaking years, it's been my full-time job forever. I've never had a 9-to-5, but you know, whatever, whoever you want to trust is fine. It's fine. You know, I won't take it personally. Just kidding. Okay, so grow your following, move them to your email list, and then what you want to do is create a checkout page for your ebook, because you need a way for them to actually pay you, right? So for this, I use System.io. They have a totally free account. It is not a free trial. It is a free account for up to 2,000 email subscribers. Yes, it is an affiliate link, and no, I do not get any kickback if you only sign up for the free tier. And that's okay. I'm still promoting it to you anyways. So the link is listed in the description below this video. You can get your free System.io account. You can make your checkout page for your ebook. You're going to be like, this is what the ebook's called. Here's a picture of the ebook. You're going to put in your name, your credit card information, to hit purchase, and then you can set it up so that it automatically delivers the ebook to anyone who buys. So what you're going to do, grow your following, move them to email list subscribers, and then send them emails, helpful emails. And then you can be like, PS, if you want to learn more, buy my ebook here, and then link them to the checkout page. Do that over and over and over. Weekly YouTube video. Mention freebies, move them to your email list, put out at least one email per week directing them to the checkout page of your ebook. Boom, sales, amazing. Yes, yes, yes. But okay, I know that's a super broad overview. So again, if you want a more in-depth training on all of this, and even how to sell it passively using my Freedom Creator framework, then be sure to check out my free on-demand workshop. It's the first link in the description below this video. And now that you know how to create an ebook in 24 hours or less, you might be wondering how to actually sell an ebook in 24 hours or less. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be way more powerful. See you in the next video.